Hey everyone, it's Rebecca with Bexx Fine Art. Some of you might know this, others might be a little new to my channel, but a lot of my business actually comes from customizing water bottles for people. So what I'm going to tell you in this video is basically just how to prep the bottles, the supplies that I used for that, as well as the spray paint, and then give you some helpful tips if you want to try painting your own. So first off, we have this HydroFlask water bottle, and I get these at Costco. So those of you that look for these online, they're actually way more expensive online. You can get a set of two 40-ounce ones for $22, and online I think it's over $30 for one. So definitely if you have a Costco membership, that's where you want to get these. So obviously when I paint this, I can't paint it as is, so I take the rubber sleeve off the bottom, and the customer will always get that as long as they're included with the water bottle when I buy them. Take off the top, and then usually you have a fun slip of paper telling you about your water bottle. The next step is I'm going to tape off the rim because we don't want to get spray paint on the rim or inside the rim. You can see I've taken all the lids off these bottles as well as the rubber boots that came on any of them. And now the tape that I like to use is packaging tape. The roll I have on here is actually not the brand name, it's the generic Office Max version. So I highly recommend paying a little extra for the brand because it sticks so much better. The generic version, it doesn't stick together and it comes off very easily. So pay a little extra for the brand. Again, you can get it really cheap at Costco. So I'm gonna unroll this and tape it around the rim of each bottle. So interesting watching me tape, right? So, as you can see, I have taped around the rim. I try to line up the tape with where the metal starts on the bottle, and then I've also put a piece of tape over the top. That way I can make sure that no spray paint gets on the inside. So the HydroFlask water bottles are all ready to go, but obviously we got our brand name here. So we have to protect the brand because everyone has to know that you have a HydroFlask. No one really cares if you have a HydroFlask. That's why it just looks cool. So we have to protect the brand. So what I'll do is I will tape over the logo just with a regular rectangle shape, and then I'll use an X-Acto knife to cut around the little guy and the logo that's down here. That way it's more precise. This person also didn't want a pink bottle. They know it's gonna be pink, don't worry. So I'm spray painting over the pink with a light blue, so there will be a little outline of pink around it. So I have to make sure that that's pretty precise. All right, let's watch me tape up the logo. Before I cut out the logo with the X-Acto knife, what I'm gonna do next is mark off the bottles so I know what color I'm spray painting them. That way I don't get confused when I go outside and have to look on my phone. So I always use a chalk marker, that way it comes off easy with water. And then I have a handy little post-it that has all of the bottles and the colors on them so I know what I'm going to do. So on the bottom of each of them is where I will write, for instance, nebula, and then the colors of the nebula. This is gonna be a pine tree bottle, so I'll write pine tree, and then the colors of the pine trees on the bottom. So if you plan on doing a lot, maybe for Christmas presents, it's always good to do that. That way you can keep yourself straight and you don't make any mistakes. As you can see, we now have that brand nice and protected. It's not a rectangle anymore. Well, down here it is. Up here, it's nice and traced around that guy. So now it'll be totally protected when I spray paint it. So let's go ahead and look at the supplies for spray painting. So before we talk about the spray painting stuff, if you're going to be painting a HydroFlask and you want to protect the logo, use an X-Acto knife. The best way to do it is make sure that blade is as sharp as possible, because as you may have noticed from the time lapse, sometimes it can be a little bit hard to peel the tape off, so the sharper your knife is, the better it is for cutting the tape. Now when you're spray painting, ideally you should be wearing gloves as well as eyewear. I don't always do this because I'm not necessarily a professional and the most safe with things, but I'm accepting of the risks that comes with. But I do always wear a respirator. And if you're going to be working with resin, you should also get one of these. You can get them at Home Depot. They're like $30. This you absolutely should wear, especially if you're spray painting. And my favorite brand of resin spray paint is Krylon. And no, I'm not going to add that blooper out of it. We're leaving it in so I don't have to refilm. So Krylon is the best kind of spray paint in my opinion, and there's some really awesome shimmery metallic colors that they have. You might want to check online to see if it's cheaper before buying in store. Craft stores, it's definitely going to be the most expensive. So if you can, go to Home Depot, but Home Depot doesn't always have the metallic brands. All right, so let's start spray painting the bottles.
So much of my life, and my God, this is so overwhelming. It's heavier now, and I think that it's growing, and all of the ticking is driving me crazy. It's echoing aloud, now people are staring. I actually care what they think.
Here are the finished bottles along with the colors that I used. So you can see for these two, I used this Morning Sky color. It's actually a chalky finish, but it really doesn't matter because we're putting resin over it anyway, so it's going to end up shiny. For that colorful one back there, I also used the Morning Sky, the Gloss Gumdrop, Sun Yellow, and Satin Sea Glass. So those four for this one. It's actually really pretty. I really like these colors. And then for this one, which is going to be a Milky Way, we have the yellow, the turquoise, and the shimmer blue, purple, and gold. Alright, so here are the finished spray painted bottles. And just so everybody knows, this is probably the 12th take of this I have done. I don't know why, but I keep messing it up. And yes, I'm keeping this in here, just so you know. So you can see that there's a very clear color scheme going on. These are actually for 4 totally different people. These two are going to be galaxies, and then the two on either end are going to be sort of like ocean landscape things. So we'll see how those turn out. Hopefully they turn out good. In terms of the tape, I'm actually not going to take that off till I'm totally done with the painting. That way I don't get any paint on the rim, but I will make sure I take it off before I put the resin layer on, because I don't want the tape to peel up any of the resin when I take it off. And you can see that it has protected the bottle pretty well, so none of that spray paint got on the inside. Anyways, I hope that you guys found this helpful, especially if you plan on painting your own water bottles. And don't forget to subscribe.
The ticking is driving me crazy. I think it's my fault when the ones I love leave me. I'm just a scrap metal man, but under my skin I still want you to love me. Under this tin I still want you to love me.